to the podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Tamara, and today we are sharing spring book releases that we look forward to reading. If you would like to see the video format of this podcast, sans the commercials, you'll need to head on over to Patreon and sign up. And don't forget, you can also join me and my two co-hosts over on the Book Clubs app for even more bookish chats. Please subscribe and like the podcast wherever you're listening. And if you want to reach out to me, you can find me everywhere at Shelf Addiction. Joining me today is the feature co-host, Casey from A Heart Full of Ink. Welcome back, Casey.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm glad you're here. Tell everyone where they can find you online.
You can find me under Heart Full of Ink on Facebook or Casey_Heart Full of Ink on Instagram.
All right. So before we begin, Casey, how did your search for books go?
Well, I'm a basic bitch, so I just stuck with my favorite authors.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Nice.
Easy peasy, yeah.
Mine was not so easy. I actually spent about 45 minutes doing this activity.
Wow.
I first said, well, I would love to find some new fantasy reads, So I started searching. I found nada. And I mean nothing.
Ooh.
I'm like, is that not getting published a lot right now? Is that not popular right now? I don't know.
It comes and goes.
Yeah, maybe I'm not using the right keywords, although I swear I know how to use Google. I promise. I don't know. Nothing looked good. Nothing. So I ended up going with my second favorite thing, which is thriller and mystery. And I found a lot of those. And I did
That's good.
see a couple of authors I recognized and enjoyed before. So I grabbed those. So yeah, that was good. Although we have very different lists, you guys. So my list are all new books. Most of them, I think, are standalone. I think all of them are standalone. And Casey, you have the opposite, right?
Yes. Everything is part of a series. I think every author we have at least read or mentioned on the podcast before. Mm-hmm. I told you, I'm a basic bitch right now. I was just like, this is what I love. This is what I'm sticking with. Here we go.
Okay, that's fair. And so this is April, technically.
Yes.
Spring started technically a few weeks ago. And just FYI, I don't want anyone coming for me because I have June titles. The first day of summer, I think, is June 21st or something. So I'm still in spring. They all are published before the 21st or 23rd of June, whatever that date is for spring, for summer this year. So we'll probably have a summer list too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can get through this.
We'll see.
Honestly, whenever we do these lists, I love it, but it just really adds to the TBR. It always does.
Mm-hmm.
And I barely get any of them read. They're all like a hope and a dream, but only a handful of them actually become reality. So we'll see how this year goes.
We'll see.
I'm feeling the vibe, though. I know for sure. Like, I have 7 books listed here, and I know for sure, without a doubt, 2 of these, at least 2 or 3 of these, I will read.
Oh, good. Okay.
Like, for sure. Because I'll give you the reasons when I get to them. But the other ones, we'll see. How's your list looking? Are you guaranteed to read your list?
Pretty much. Well, I'll get into it because I at least want to read them. We'll say that.
I mean, yeah, they're on the list, so you should at least want to.
There are books I want to read by authors I love. We'll just see how this year turns out.
That's fair. So, okay, we'll start with you. Why don't you kick it off with your first one?
So this one, we have been waiting years for this book. It is From the Grave by Kresley Cole. I had to start here. Y'all, when I say I am getting nervous about this book, I'm like legit nervous about this book now.
Okay.
It has been so long as we have waited for this book to come out. Years and years. Are
you scared it's going to be trash?
Yes. Yes.
honestly, I am too. I am. I'm not.
The
I can't even
teasers
lie
are coming
about
out, and I'm worried because the teasers aren't telling us anything. I'm worried that she's just going to kill off a character to end the love triangle, which I hate as a writing style. Just like hate it. Like if you're going to pick somebody, just pick somebody. Don't
it. Yeah.
kill somebody off to be like, okay, that's the end of the triangle. Now you're stuck with this person, whether you wanted them or not. Like
I hate that because it's a cop out, right?
it
I
is
think
absolutely
it's
a cop out, and
I'm
so
like,
I'm so worried. I'm so worried. But it's coming out in less than 3 weeks now, and I'm stressing. I'm
stressing.
stressing.
Okay. I'm stressing because I kind of want to read it, but I don't. Okay. I feel like I want to read it for the podcast because we spent all those months talking about that book on the podcast. But I'm not sure it will actually happen. I don't know. I want to, though.
I keep saying that I'm going to reread the whole series.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing that shit.
No. I just need to read and remind myself why I love this series. And hopefully this last book won't be trash.
I have a great idea for you. Go back and listen to all those podcast episodes.
Ooh, yes, that's what I need to do.
Because we get into the details.
We do. We got into it. So that's my number one. Less than 3 weeks out. I am planning on reading it, but also I'm very stressed about it. So it might take me a while to like build up the courage to read it. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess you guys, it may or may show up on the podcast. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, my intent is to read it also. So, okay. So my first one is a new to me author, and I believe this is her first book. Yeah, it's her debut book. So it is Dirty Laundry by Disha Bose. It comes out April 4th. It is domestic suspense, and it was pitched as Desperate Housewives meets Big Little Lie-esque books. So basically people behaving badly.
Yeah.
So check and check, right? The first, I guess, sentence on the description is, she was the perfect wife with the perfect life. You would kill to have it. ...
Ooh.
Okay. So it seems like this woman has everything: the perfect husband, the perfect home, her perfect circle of friends in their little small Irish village, and, all these things. And then all of a sudden, her best friend comes and they welcome her into the inner circle. And it's like, I don't know. It's a mother group. So you know how moms can be in a little mother's moms group. So I'm not sure if there's a murder per se. Yes, there is. Sierra is found murdered in her own pristine home, in the house of cards she worked so hard to build comes crumbling down. Everyone seems to have something to gain from Sierra's death. So if they don't want the blame, it may be the perfect time to air their enemies' dirty laundry. Oh. Okay, so this is high on my list, but this is not one of the guaranteed. I like it. The cover art's pretty. It's giving me all the signals that I like when it comes to this genre. Yeah. So it's on my list. Let me know if you guys are reading it.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it's got all the things, checks all the boxes. But sometimes it's good or bad when people pitch books as like this or that. And then in my history, I have found that they don't really line up. So hit or miss. All right, what's next for you?
Well, this is another series we have read and loved. I am absolutely ready and waiting for Both Feet in the Grave by Janine Frost, the second book from Bones' point of view, which, ironically, is coming out the same day as From the Grave.
Oh, is it?
April 18th is going to be just like the bookish day.
Okay.
So I have been following Janine's snippets on Facebook and social media where she's posting and talking about, Bones' point of view. And she has said that this book is going to be very different from Kat's point of view because Bones did a lot in the 4 years they were separated. And when they get back together, he's still doing his own thing on the side. So she has said, this didn't feel like just a rewrite. This is more of a story on its own, which was our biggest critique of the first one.
Yes.
So
sounds interesting, honestly. Yeah. I'm excited for that as well. I actually wanted to get my hands on the copy of that because, I want it for myself, but I'm mad because I heard that the shape of the book is going to be a different size than the previous book. It's weird. So like all her books are like mass market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like this one is supposed to be almost this square-ish shaped
book.
And when I saw like she had at the thing we were at in February, they had some books there, and the bookseller was explaining to me that how she showed me the shape of what the new book will look like. And when I opened it, it just looked like it had bigger margins on the side. So I'm like, what? WTF? So I kind of hope she's wrong, but if that's true, I'm like reluctant to buy it because I don't like when I have all different size books for a series. So I don't know. I'm disappointed with that, but I'm still gonna at least do the audio because I remember if it's the same narrator, guy. He was bomb.com with the first one. He was great.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
Yes. I'm excited for Bones. I'm really excited that it's going to be new and different and not just a repeat. Because again, that was our biggest critique, was that it just felt like, oh, we're just getting Kat's story.
Yeah, because if I remember the original book correctly, wasn't that the book where Kat's still working with the government? She has her team. She's off doing stuff, and Bones is off doing stuff.
Yeah. So at the end of book 1, she runs away from him, and they are separated for like 4 years, I think. This is when they're reunited at their friend's wedding. So it's like however many pages into the book is when they finally see each other again. And then she's still like, oh, I can't be with you. I hate you. Stay away. And he's like, no, I'm here. You're here. I'm here.
Sparks of that moment when she saw him, she was like, F, oh my God.
Like, how is he at this human wedding? Yes, love it. I'm excited. We saw a little bit of that at the end of the first book, but I'm really excited to like get the whole experience.
Yeah. Oh, that should be good. Yeah. That should be a good one. Okay, so my second one is The Ferryman by Justin Cronin. So that comes out May 2nd. It's science fiction dystopian thriller. Ooh. Now, the reason why I picked this one is because if you've been around for a while, you've heard me talk about The Passage by him several times. I loved that trilogy. It was so good. And that was, vampires. It was also kind of dystopia, end of the world. So when I saw it, I said, yes, period. Hard stop. I have to see if he can write something totally different and if I will love it just as much, right? So this is kind of like, let me see the description a little bit. Oh gosh, different names. Lord, y'all know me in names. It's really about a ferryman. Lord. Ooh. Okay. So something is stirring. There are rumors spreading of a resistance group known as Arrivalists who may be fomenting a revolution. Okay, so it's a standalone novel about a group of survivors on a hidden island utopia where the truth isn't what it seems.
Ooh. Okay.
So far the early reviews, and now it's hard to see if these are actually reviews or just people who just give good ratings because they like,
like the author and like,
exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 stars.
Yeah, I know. I don't do that, but this is a big one. It's 560 pages. All his books are big, but it's interesting. We just came off of a sci-fi series, so I feel like I would be open to this, and I know his writing style, so there's not going to be a whole lot of. It's going to be less relationships and more of everything else, right?
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see. I like the idea of a utopian island that is like not what it seems. So, and just because of him, I just picked it just off of GP because I haven't read anything new by him and I want to see what's what, to be honest. So we'll
I
see.
like it.
Yeah.
It sounds good. It sounds fun.
It does. So we'll see. It might be serious. I feel like it's going to be serious, but it'll be
Sometimes
good.
you need serious books.
Yeah, because what I'm reading right now, y'all, oh my God. Okay, so anyway, back on topic. What's your next one?
Okay, so my third one, once again, is a series or part of a series that we have read. Lassiter by J.R. Ward comes out in like 10 days. Guys.
Okay. You guys. Okay, go ahead, Casey. Go ahead.
I'm including this because I do like Lassiter as a character. And at the end of the Fallen Angels series, I wanted to see more about those two angels, right? Like, I was excited. Then we tried rereading the Black Dagger Brotherhood. And oh my God, that failed. That was an epic failure.
Y'all, those episodes, if you're curious about us talking about them, it's on Patreon only. It was just like, I felt so bad about how that reread went. It's behind the paywall.
It was bad. It was bad, you guys. They did not age well. It was not pretty. That being said, yes, Lassiter is still on my to be read shelf because I like Lassiter and maybe it'll be somewhat decent. Like, she is writing it now and not 20 years ago, so I don't know.
Well, I do want to see the angels from the other series, and I feel like they're going to show up in this book.
They have to, because the way their series ended was like, oh, we have to go save Lassiter now. Like, they talked about it, although those books ended like, 15 freaking years ago?
Right. So
Lassiter is on my list, but...
So I do like Lassiter's character as well, but, I am several books behind in that series, and I am not in the headspace to read those books.
Yeah.
Now, my question, I feel like I'm more likely to read Lassiter if I can just read Lassiter.
I might just read Lassiter, because, I was 10 or 12 books behind in the series. I'm not going to read anymore after the disaster. I thought about picking up book 3 because I love Z, but I was like, I can't. So I haven't even reread Z and Bella. So I don't know. I might pick up Lassiter and just read Lassiter and see. I might sit on it for another year and just wait until I'm brain ready to read it.
So if at any point in time you're listening to this podcast, any of you guys, any of the Shelf Addiction fans, and you are listening and you're like, hey, I read Lassiter and I loved it, or I read it and I hated it, please reach out to me, find me, and tell me. And also tell me if I need to catch up before I read it, because I feel like I'm going to wait until I hear from someone. I'm going to wait until I start seeing reviews and results. I'm not going to be day one, it's dropped, pick it up. That's just not me. No. So
it's on my radar. I'm aware it's coming out. I know it's going to be, wild for me not rereading anything and coming in 12 books later. But still,
honestly, rereading, okay, that's like a big ordeal, because the books at the beginning are so different than the recent books, and so much has happened. So many plot things have happened, I would just be like, kill me now if I had to reread all those books. Yeah. Just kill me now.
Yeah. So it's on my list, but like I started off by saying, I don't know if I'll actually read all of these books. Guys, please help me. Do I need to read Lassiter or not? Or should, tell me what to do. Find me on Instagram and tell me what to do.
Yeah, the fans are going to say read it, but I want to know, give us the real, right?
Yeah.
You can be a fan and be honest about if it's good or not.
Yeah.
Those two things are not mutually exclusive. You can still be a fan and give a critical feedback.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
yeah. So let us know, because it's on my list too, but we'll see. Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break right now. When we come back, we will continue with our list, and we have more books to share. Don't forget to check out the book review journal available right now on Amazon. By listening to these commercials, you are supporting the podcast, and we appreciate you for doing it. We'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by the Shelf Addiction merch store. Check out all the bookish t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. Don't miss out on these original designs, perfect for any book nerd. Support the podcast and visit shelfaddiction.com/merch and pick up your next favorite bookish item. So next up, I picked this author. They have been on my TBR forever. I keep hearing good things about their books, but every time I go to pick up one of the books, I don't think I'm in the right headspace for it. But this looks a little different. It's tagged a little different, and that is Yellowface by R.F. Kuan, out May 16th. It's tagged as contemporary fiction, mystery, literary fiction, and so some people have tagged it as thriller. So it's about a woman who is not who she says she is. She's an author, Juniper Song. Did she write the book she claims to have written? And she didn't. Okay, she didn't. It's tagged as a chilling and hilariously cutting novel in the vein of White Ivy and the Other Black Girl. So this book is about two women that are supposed to be like twin rising stars. They were in the same year at Yale. They had the same debut year in publishing. And one woman witnesses another woman's death in a freak accident, and she steals her just finished manuscripts.
Oh my God.
An experimental novel about the unsung contributions of Chinese laborers to the British and French war efforts during World War I. So that doesn't sound very exciting, but I feel like the drama is going to be like what happens when June edits Athena's novel and she sends it to the agent as her own work, right?
Yeah.
So it says Yellowface takes on the questions of diversity, racism, and cultural appropriation, not only in the publishing industry, but the persistent erasure of Asian American voices and history by Western white society. So she is not cutting, she's not holding anything back. This author is not.
That sounds really good.
It does. She is not holding it back. So far, there are 1,200 ratings with an average rating of 4.16. So people have gotten their hands on this early. And again, R.F. Kuan has had several notable books that people have really talked about on BookTube and other places. Like she was really known for the Poppy War and Babel, right?
Yes.
So I picked up Babel and tried, but I just wasn't in the headspace for it. But I feel like in my bones, I feel like I will like her books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why she made the list. It's on my TBR.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm adding that to my list right now. Like that sounds good.
Especially when it comes to authors stealing other people's work. Like,
And the drama of the book publishing world. Ooh. Oh, that sounds good. That is right up my alley.
Awesome.
Okay. So I have two more left.
Okay. This
one is totally off topic for me. It's Something Spectacular by Alexis Hall. It also comes out April 11th, because apparently I'm just picking all of the April books. This is a gay historical book, and Alexis Hall is one of my favorite gay authors. I made you read Boyfriend Material, and you hated it. So
that one guy, he was just so annoying. I couldn't.
That's fair. That's very fair and valid. They were both annoying in their own way, but I love them dearly all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gay, it's historical, it's my favorite author. I'm just excited.
Okay.
And yeah, this is the second book in the series. The first one has a trans woman, which was fantabulous. I don't think this one has a trans character, but they're all gay. They're all gay. Okay. It's going to be good.
So you got to let me know how it is.
I will. And
I
I will
might give
probably
it
love it
another.
and be like, I love this, but you won't.
Well, yeah. I mean, because I might give the author another shot if you really think like I might like it.
He
But
has
if you
some
don't think
other
I will,
series that you might enjoy better, like more
mm-hmm,
murder mystery kind of.
mm-hmm.
So I need to turn my brain back on and go find those other books and see if you like those better.
Okay,
So,
alrighty.
yeah.
Okay, so my next one is another really popular author in the, thriller, psychological thriller genre. I picked The Senator's Wife by Liv Constantine. Comes
Mm-hmm.
out May 23rd. She's got a lot of books under her wings, and this woman has been on my TBR forever and ever and ever. I'm not even, and actually, it's a writing duo. It's sisters Lynn Constantine and Valerie Constantine. So that is their writing team. But they've been on my TBR forever and a day. I'm like, now is the time. Now is the time to drop
Mm-hmm.
all the things and try it. So the Senator's Wife is about a philanthropist that suspects that her seemingly perfect employee is secretly plotting to steal her husband, her reputation, even her life. Okay, so this seductive novel of psychological suspense from the internationally best-selling author of The Last Mrs. Parrish. And that was something that everyone read back in the day. I didn't read it though.
Ooh, I didn't read
So
it
it sounds
either, but
interesting. And
yeah.
it kind of has like, I think, what is that show I used to watch? I feel like it's gonna have vibes of Scandal or something.
Ooh.
It's gonna be political. It's gonna be a little bit of crime, probably. Obviously, psychological. When you're talking about senators and stuff. So in DC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna be a different vibe, but it might be fun for summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a
They're
nice.
trying to say it's riveting, fast-paced, and full of unbelievable twists.
Mm, when you have to tell me that, usually the book doesn't follow through.
I
Usually.
don't know. It's hard to tell. I know, like, a lot of people have liked and read this
Mm-hmm.
authors, but I don't know. It looks cute. It looks fun. I'll give it a try, but this is not on my
Must read,
hard
have to read.
hard yeah.
Yeah,
It's on my if I get to it, I get to it kind of thing.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you said writing duo, and the one brain cell left in my brain sparked because the writing duo Alona Andrews has an upcoming book. So I
Oh.
had completely forgotten. I just Googled it on my phone. Um, so bonus added to my list, although this is coming out in June. But they have a Kate Daniels novella coming out, which is really exciting. So I know you never read Kate Daniels, but for all of us, the Kate Daniels series has officially ended a couple years ago. We got a couple spin-offs. We're seeing them in their happily ever after from other characters' points of view. But now we're going to get a very long novella. I think it's going to be close to 40 or 50,000 words, so almost like a short
Oh,
book called
wow. Okay.
Magic Claims, coming out June 13th.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I still want to get to those books, but that's another TBR problem. It's still on my to-do list.
The first couple of books aren't as good as the rest because those were the first books they'd ever written. So they are a little difficult to get through, but the book is less than 300 pages. I think
I
it's
wonder if that's going to
280.
be another thing where it's does it hold up 20 years later, the beginning of the series?
I wonder. But I love Alona Andrews. They're a fantastic writing duo. We have read most of their series. Well, we've talked about the Hidden Legacy series on here,
which is very good, by the way.
Yeah, very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, you just said writing duo. My brain was like, oh yeah, they have a book coming out. Let me quickly throw this in here too.
Nice. Winning.
Yay.
Okay, so my next one, you guys, we have talked about S.A. Cosby. Classy and I have talked about him a couple of times on the podcast over the years. We've read 2 books by him. His new book, All the Sinners Bleed, is out June 6th. He is a crime mystery / thriller writer. If you like Southern Gothic vibes, this is for you. He's a Black author, and we liked like Blacktop Wasteland was one of them that we enjoyed by him. And what was the other one? I'm having a brain fart. Oh, Razorblade Tears. There we go.
Ooh.
We both enjoyed both of those books. So All the Sinners Bleed, former FBI agent who was a security expert. He came home to take care of his father, and he ran for sheriff. And, he lives in a Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, school shooting. Okay, okay. But a year and a day after his election, a school shooting rocks the town. A beloved teacher is killed by a former teacher, and Titus attempts to de-escalate and get the boy to surrender. His deputies fire a fatal shot. Oh, okay. So we already know it's going to be some social commentary in here. We know this, which is fine. He writes so well. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, even though it's probably going to be a little bit of a hard topic. But obviously, it triggers you in some kind of way. I wouldn't shy away from these kind of books because several authors have done them well, like Luckiest Girl Alive.
Oh, yeah.
That book was really well done, and it was turned into a movie. It was really good. It was about a school shooting. That's why she's the luckiest girl alive. She walked away from a shooting and other stuff. Yeah, but that's why I'm not scared. It'll be good. And he's a good writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. My next one is She Started It by Cyan Gilbert. Ooh. Will be published on June 14th. It is also a mystery thriller. And the pitch, okay, these pitches are grabbing me. They're doing a good job with their pitches. So they're stating that it's for Liane Moriarty fans. And y'all know I love several of her older books, of which one of them is Big Little Lies. And everyone likes to put the weight on Big Little Lies because that was like one of her best-selling books. So let's see. Let me give you a little bit of info about She Started It. So this is the author's debut thriller about a group of women whose Caribbean bachelorette party takes a sinister turn. Oh, it's Lord of the Flies meets And Then There Were None, but with Instagram and too much Prosecco.
I love that. I love that so much.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and that's it. That's all I need to know. They have first class flights. They have nice accommodations. They're partying, and then trouble.
Murder.
And all the things. Okay, I'm down. I like a good drama. I like a lot of crazy things happening. So yeah, okay, it's on my list. Not sure when I'll get to it, but it's there.
It's there. It sounds good.
Okay, last one is another author we have read before on the podcast. Classy and I have read her. The author is Robin Harding. The book is The Drowning Woman, and that comes out June 13th. So we read on the podcast The Arrangement. I think that was like back in 2019. Yep, 2019. It was pretty old, but we had a good time with it. And a lot of people, enjoy Robin Harding's book. So this is definitely going to be on my absolutely will read it. So this is a deliciously twisted story of friendship, retribution, and betrayal about a homeless woman fleeing a dangerous past and the wealthy society wife she saves from drowning, who pulls her into a dark web of secrets and lies.
Ooh. That sounds exciting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, it could be good. The cover looks good. I'm familiar with the author. I haven't read a lot by her, but I did read what I did read. I enjoyed. So, yeah, I'm down. I think that might actually show up on a buddy read.
Ooh,
we'll see.
Yes.
It might show up. Yeah. So that's it. That's all I got. I had all mystery and thrillers basically and one sci-fi / dystopia book.
Well, I had all paranormal and one thriller.
Yeah. I guess I'm in the, death and destructions type of reading right now.
That's fair. There's That's fair. Yeah.
That's the current mood.
That is the
I'm a
mood.
glorified mood reader, and that is the mood. So now when June rolls around, if that will be the mood,
we'll see.
We'll see. But it's the mood right now. All right, you guys, let us know if you have any, books that you'd like to recommend for us, or to us, or, if you have something on your TBR that you'd like to see us talk about, send us a note. We may not do it, but we'll take the suggestion anyway.
Yeah, definitely tell us. We're always looking for new books. Even if we don't get to them, we want to know about them.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. So I think that's it for today. What do you think, Casey?
I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
We did. We did a good job with our list. I'm excited. I'm happy.
Me too.
I'm satisfied.
Me too.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like wherever you're listening. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, if you enjoyed today's episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review, or like this episode on your favorite podcast player. It seems so simple, but it really helps me out. You can share this podcast with other book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. You can also join the Shelf Addiction Patreon family. For as little as $2 a month, you will help us produce even more awesome content for your ears. You can also consider joining the Shelf Addiction official Facebook group, where we talk all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven network. You can also reach us via email at info@shelfaddiction.com. Thank you for listening.